It's the podcast Foo. How you doing? I'm KJ with my co-host iDon in the building.
Yo, I'm here.
You ready to eat? Our lovely co-host Jay Live is in the building.
It's all the way live, hey!
We about to break bread inside Beauty Shop Talk Live with KJ's Kitchen Creations. Today, we made some watermelon arugula salad, which is everything because you know what? That watermelon on top of that bitter arugula, especially when that watermelon is super sweet, and then that dressing, that's a Fiji apple dressing. How'd y'all like it? Look, how'd y'all like it?
It was good. It was good.
I'm ready to. I've been holding out.
Watermelons, man.
I've been
That's
holding
real
out. I'm
right.
ready to get it
That's
in.
what you want. And then we also did a fruit bowl inside of a watermelon. We did like one of those personal watermelons, cut it in half. Then we laid some fruit off in it. Then from my herb garden, I put a little piece of mint in there. That's what I call a little piece of love. You know, because anytime you can feed somebody and they feel you in their stomach, then you go, you go right to their heart. You did. So we also did some pastries inside KJ's Kitchen Creations. And look, we got the hashtag if you want to follow KJ's Kitchen Creations. We're going to post recipes inside Beauty Shop Talk Live.
Sounds
and
good.
get it cracking today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, because look, you
If I
got to
can stop
start off.
eating.
Look, gotta start off the day because today is a day of remembrance. And a lot of us, 17 years ago, our lives were affected. You know, people's lives we knew were affected. Even we did not know their lives were affected in New York City with that horrific, cowardly act of terrorism with Al Qaeda and hijacking the planes. And it was, you know, a day that we won't soon forget. 17 years later, it still feels like it's right here. It's right happening today.
What's crazy is I remember the day when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I was young. I ain't gonna say the age. I was young.
17 years ago.
I was young, but we was in school, and I didn't know shit that was going on in art class.
Mm-hmm.
And my chick come out tripping. She like, man, she crying and shit. We trying to figure it out. And then they turned on. They brought a TV in the classroom. Turned on the TV.
Wow.
That's how we found out.
Wow.
Shit was crazy. I didn't know how to feel at that age.
I know that. Now, for real, how old were you then?
I was 11.
Okay. Where were you at, J-Lab?
I was actually in the grocery store and some lady came up and said, "Did you hear what happened to the Twin Towers?" And I was like, "What?" And I was like, I just didn't believe it. So I went home and watched the news, and then I actually saw the plane going to the second tower.
I don't think you'll ever forget that video of them planes hitting the building.
That is absolutely. It literally. I was driving in the car. Look, I ain't gonna say where I was going.
Okay.
But I was putting some miles on my car, right? So I'm in the car and I'm at a range from our local radio station. I was a PD at the time in Louisville, and I remember my cousin called me. And by then I'm listening to, you know, Tupac at my cassettes and CDs in then. Mm-hmm. So I'm listening to like Tupac. So my cousin called me on the phone, and I guess he was listening to the local people we had on at the time, Tom Joyner. Mm-hmm. And he said, "Man, is Tom Joyner them playing?" Oh. And I'm like, "Playing about what?" He said, "Man, they talking about some buildings, some planes and ran into some buildings." I'm like, "What?" So I immediately turn on like the news talk station because their coverage was expansive.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Right, on key.
And at that moment, I just remember calling in to work, trying to
Real time.
formulate a plan on what we were going to do on the air. And
Everybody's
when I got to where I was going, and I just remember driving, and then, you know, you hear all these stories. Mm-hmm. And when I was listening to Tom joining them, I remember Tom joining them saying, "We really think this is an act of terrorism because the second plane done ran into the building."
Yeah, when that second plane hit, it was.
I'm like, and I was driving, and then
crazy.
somebody, I don't know where the report came from, but somebody, and I was going towards Fort Knox on the highway. And somebody on the radio was like, "We heard one of the planes might be headed towards Fort Knox," and I'm in the car like, "This is right here."
They had us on stairs.
Yeah. So I just remember driving, and I kept thinking, I said, "How in the world are they going to get those planes out of those buildings?
How they gonna get
How they going to? Who's going to clean all that up?"
Right.
And then when I kept thinking about it, I said, "Them planes is heavy."
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, and then when I got to where I was going, and it was on the news, and that's when you saw the buildings collapse, and you just stood there like,
shocked your ass.
Right.
It ain't no way to
it was
react
just a
to
moment that you know you will never ever forget what you were doing.
Yeah.
2,700 plus people killed in that terrorist attack.
That's man.
And see, I'm from New York, and from that building, you could, from my cousin's building, you could see. We would just sit out the window, and we could see the Twin Towers across the water. That's how high they were.
That's crazy.
From Queens, you could see them, and they were all the way in Manhattan. But now you can't see them; they're gone.
Yeah, that was.
It's weird driving into New York and not seeing the buildings. It's just weird.
And then you think about all the people that lost their lives going into the building to brave that element.
Did y'all see the
people that was jumping out the buildings?
People, though, okay?
Y'all see the
I know
people?
my scary ass would have been trying to go in there trying to do.
I
good.
never
But
on the front.
In that moment, you never know how you might react, though.
On the front page of our Chicago Tribune newspaper, the image, the building and the dude falling
Yeah, that's
from
famous.
from the building.
It's like, what would you do, though? What would you do if
Well-
you knew you were trapped? What would you do?
I think I'd ride it out. I'm not jumping
I
out
have
no
to-
building.
I ain't jumping.
That
in.
ain't finna happen. Cause what if by luck, by chance, you so
might.
happen to would have make it?
Do you remember seeing Rampage when they was on top of the building in the helicopter? It was like, we gonna wreck.
Hey, looking at heights that high, my stomach get to dropping and shit.
God rest all them souls, man. It was
That's
2,700 plus in New York that lost their lives, 184 at the Pentagon when the plane went down there,
Yeah.
40 in Pennsylvania when the passengers overtook the airplane when they got wind of what was cracking.
Wasn't that the one that was going to the Pentagon?
It was,
The Pentagon got hit.
yeah, they got hit.
Well, they sure did.
They got
small
hit.
one.
This one, where was
Maybe
that
we said-
plane
maybe we
going?
said
I'm
it to
not
the
sure.
Capitol building or something like that.
Yeah, the White House.
Or the
or
White
something.
House or something.
And those passengers, God rest their souls. They was like, look, not today, okay? That was crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And
That's
here
some
we
shit.
are, 17 years later.
Don't seem like that
17 years
long.
later.
Don't seem like that long.
And I keep saying, man, you know, it all come down to. It's gonna be on Donnie feel some type of way. It all come down to you really gotta vote.
No, that ain't what it come down to. Don't do that. It do not come down to that. Y'all always jumping now.
No, because I'm gonna tell you why.
No, y'all jumping.
Because you remember at the time when that happened. Everything that happens after that, you have to have a strong leader.
Okay.
You have to have somebody that knows how to deal with not only that fallout, but the economic fallout that's gonna
So
happen.
Bush was not that. I want to ask y'all a question because y'all be on something else. But I'm gonna ask y'all this: who's the worst president, Bush or Trump?
Who's the worst?
Who's a worse president?
Well,
Bush or
on
Trump?
what?
No.
No,
On
you-
what?
You
That's
gotta
not
say on what?
No, it's
You
just
talking about on
it's
what?
just
Issues?
if we
or just
vote,
in general,
no, if we vote,
or because we don't like him.
See, that's what y'all.
What is it based on?
All right, if we had to rate every president that's ever been, right? What you would rate Obama?
Based on what?
On everything, a complete. What you got?
10.
Okay, she got 9. You got 10.
10.
What would you base on? What would you rate Bush?
Bush, I lost a lot of money. I would say probably
5.
What 3? What would you rate Trump?
right now a 0.
Oh, no. I'm gonna rate Trump higher than Bush.
I'm only gonna say that because I don't have as
Y'all
much
gotta
money
be-
as
y'all
I
gotta be
want to
honest.
have to invest.
Y'all gotta be honest.
If I had money to invest like some of the rich folk do, maybe they would like him for that reason. Because for the rich people, Trump is that dude.
I will not
He's
sit here
that
and
dude.
let you say that Trump is worse than Bush. I'm not gonna let that happen.
In my, you asked me money.
How old were you when Bush was president?
I was around just now.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I
Why?
was around.
Because
I
I
know.
think Bush started
Did
their
my
war.
He
research.
was 11.
And
It don't matter, but I
as a
did my research after the fact. I was around though. I was alive and hot.
Now,
at the time.
I think Bush is the worst president
Yeah, for sure.
from an economic standpoint.
From every standpoint.
Because I lost a lot from a Bush.
Trump ain't did shit yet. He ain't
At
did
least
shit
Bush
yet.
got American to help him cheat, but Trump went got a Russian to help him cheat.
Yeah, and
Hey.
he's to me, I feel
Y'all talking
like
about the
I
devil and
don't
Satan.
like
Basically,
Trump based on the
how
fact
can we compare
that
the
I
two?
think he's
They
a
both
racist.
bad.
Nobody likes
I
Trump.
think he's
If you
a
think
racist.
Trump is a less racist than, more racist than Bush,
I think
you're
he's
crazy.
a more blatant racist.
Okay, touche. Touche.
Yeah, Bush was smart
Blake.
Touche.
to hide some of that
Touche.
shit.
I'm gonna give you that. But also, we're in the time of social media. I don't know if Bush would have been on social media if he would have been president right now, but it's a high chance. It's a very high chance. And we'd have heard a little bit more about it. But they on the same level, man.
Basically.
Yeah, they're on the same level. I mean, but Bush is a little more deeper. Bush
Donald
did some
Trump just
shit.
says stuff out loud that Bush wouldn't say out
How
loud.
many people Bush sent to war? How many American soldiers died under Bush's
A lot.
regime?
A lot.
That's what I'm saying. Trump ain't there yet. He ain't there yet. And I'm sorry to say it. Y'all friend Hillary?
That's something to do with what?
That whole, everything that went down?
You talking about
Huh? No. Something like no words in my mouth. I ain't said that. No. She tried to get,
I don't know.
I'm getting off the topic. I'm done. I'm getting off the topic.
No,
Because-
you can't not topic yet. Because here's the thing. Like Juliet said, we're going to get you to vote.
Mhm.
Because now, more than ever, it's important for us to vote.
Let's start with the street level first. Let's start with all the
Perfect example. We're going to even take it a step further to say,
start with better.
from a congressional standpoint
Mm-hmm.
and a Senate standpoint, we have to get people
good.
in those positions that best represent our interests. There's a guy that we told you about earlier.
Yeah.
He's running against
Your man, how do you say his name? Beto?
Beto.
Beto.
No, okay.
Beto O'Rourke.
Beto.
Beto O'Rourke. Now,
There you go.
if you have not had a chance to check out the video, oh, it's Beto.
Yeah.
Beto O'Rourke.
No shit.
Beto, I'm gonna vote for him though.
I'm blaming it on this.
Beto, I'm gonna vote for him though.
It's
Okay,
not Beto. It's Beto.
it's Beto. I would love to have
Beto
him
is a kiss,
come
and-
aboard
and-
and be a part of my podcast and really tell me how to pronounce
I did
his
my
name.
research.
Because as you know, I'm queen to tear your name up. I don't mean no harm, so charge it to my head and not my heart. But this candidate is one of the most awesome candidates that I have seen in a minute. He was doing a press conference and a reporter asked him the question about how does he feel about the NFL players kneeling before the game.
And he said exactly
really,
what you're supposed
the
to.
lead in to the whole was funky as hell.
Because you can't repeat the question. You can't repeat the question after somebody asks it to you. You cannot.
So in case you haven't had a chance to check out this classic moment,
Yeah, y'all gotta
take
see
a
the
look.
video.
I kind of wanted to know how you personally felt about how disrespectful it is. Like you have the NFL players kneeling during the national anthems. I wanted to know if you found that disrespectful to our country, to our veterans, and anybody related to that. I find it incredibly frustrating that people seem to be okay with that. And I would just like to hear your input.
Thank you. Thanks for a great question. Again, on a really tough issue that if we don't talk about is not going to get better. And the question is, how do you feel about NFL players who take a knee during the national anthem? And is it disrespectful to this country, to the flag, to service members who are right there tonight, where it is tonight in Afghanistan, and those former service members, retirees, and veterans who are here with us today? Thank you each for your service. My short answer is no. I don't think it's disrespectful. Here's my longer answer, but I'm going to try to make sure that I get this right, because I think it's a really important question. And reasonable people can disagree on this issue. Let's begin there. And it makes them no less American to come down on a different conclusion on this issue, right? You can feel as a young man does, you can feel as I do, you're every bit as American, all the same. But I'm reminded, somebody mentioned reading the Taylor Branch book. You did. Parting the Waters and the King Years. And when you read that book and find out what Dr. King and this nonviolent, peaceful movement to secure better, because they didn't get full, civil rights for their fellow Americans, the challenges that they faced, those who died in Philadelphia, Mississippi, for the crime of trying to be a man, trying to be a woman in this country, the young girls who died in the church bombing, those who were beaten within an inch of their life crossing the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama with John Lewis, those who were punched in the face, spat upon, dragged out by their collar at the Woolworth lunch counter for sitting with white people at the same lunch counter in the same country where their fathers may have bled the same blood on the battlefields of Omaha Beach or Okinawa or anywhere that anyone ever served this country. The freedoms that we have were purchased not just by those in uniform, and they definitely were, but also by those who took their lives into their hands riding those Greyhound buses, the Freedom Riders in the Deep South in the 1960s, who knew full well that they would be arrested, and they were serving time in the Mississippi State Penitentiary. Rosa Parks getting from the back of the bus to the front of the bus. Peaceful, nonviolent protests, including taking a knee at a football game to point out that black men, unarmed, black teenagers, unarmed, and black children, unarmed, are being killed at a frightening level right now, including by members of law enforcement, without accountability and without justice. And this problem, as grave as it is not going to fix itself. And they're frustrated, frankly, with people like me and those in positions of public trust and power who have been unable to resolve this or bring justice for what has been done and to stop it from continuing to happen in this country. And so nonviolently, peacefully, while the eyes of this country are watching these games, they take a knee to bring our attention and our focus to this problem to ensure that we fix it. That is why they are doing it, and I can think of nothing more American than to peacefully stand up or take a knee for your rights anytime, anywhere, any place. So thank you very much for asking the question. I appreciate it.
And you see what I mean? The leading question to that. That reporter right now is picking up his front teeth.
Okay.
Because he tried to be funky.
Yeah, he's salty as
look,
shit.
imagine the reporter as a pitcher. A pitcher in a baseball game. He winding it up, trying to be funny style with this pitch he finna throw out. Bah! He throw the pitch out. Then the batter, he like, trick for this monkey ass.
Right.
He come back. Look, I ain't gonna knock that $400 over.
Don't do that.
Look, so he come, he ready. Bam! Hit the ball right in the pitcher's mouth. Boom!
Right in his mouth.
Knock all his fronts out. That's how he answered that question on it. That'll learn you next time.
No,
Ask
he-
some smart
And
answers
the
on
crowd
this
applaud
question.
too.
It
Yes,
was
they
real
did.
talk. It was real shit.
It was.
I
It was.
completely agree with him.
It really
because
was.
you got to understand as well that they're not disrespecting veterans
Right.
and the country.
Right.
It's a protest. It's a protest.
As he said, peaceful protest.
And that's what America do.
A peaceful protest that they have the right to do in a peaceful fashion. And that they did. Much the same as Rosa Parks did. So, good applause.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Look, that shit was so good. I was almost convinced. I ain't convinced.
Okay.
But I was like, damn.
Okay, we getting there. We
you almost
closer.
got my vote.
Uh-oh.
Now we're gonna have a voter registration drive that we're gonna do right here for the residents of Dallas County and Tarrant County, so we can get you registered and get to the polls, because we need you to make a difference. Because so many of us, and that's one thing that I really did love that Beto said. Is it Beto?
What is it, Beethoven?
Beto.
Something. I mean, we endorse him
Call him.
regardless of what his name
I
is.
heard him on TV, and I was saying
Beto.
Beto. And then when I heard him say it on TV, he said Beto, and I said, oh, I've been saying
Nah, he
it
put
wrong.
that spin on it because is he Latino?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
He
he is
put the spin
Latino.
on it.
Beto, you know what I'm saying? The Beto.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I think he is Latino.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I hear that piece.
But we really would love to hold a voter registration drive to get everybody to the polls this November to vote. Make sure you register to vote. Make sure you check your voter ID cards. Make sure if you've changed the addresses that you have your card switched over, your information switched over, so you can be ready to go to the polls. And like I said, coming up on one of our future podcasts, we are thinking about going out into the community and broadcasting live and inviting you to come by and show us your voter registration card for a chance to win some money.
Giving
He
though.
always want to win some money.
How much you giving though?
We gotta see how much we got in the bank.
Can I get in that contest? So if I vote for the first time, do I win?
This ain't your first time.
Second time.
Or is that?
Nah,
He done told him
I
to
voted for Obama the first
You
time.
told him to say.
I was too thirsty. I was 18. I had to get it.
You was what?
I was 18 when Obama ran.
Oh, you voted for Obama?
I did the first time.
Okay, hey, well, you might get a consolation prize.
See, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, a little something. Look at brother.
Get a shot of liquor.
Okay.
I mean,
It's important. You gotta vote.
okay. We're gonna
We
discuss
got you.
You got to.
it. When is it? November? We got
Because
months.
even in the
We
little
got months.
elections, in the
And
little
I need you to
elections,
vote for
you know,
my
your vote
friend
matters.
Judge Hicks in Tarrant County.
I ain't voting for him
You can't
anyway.
tell them who to vote for.
See?
You not
That's what
voting
I'm
Tarrant
We
County?
can't. Whenever
What's her
you
name?
go to the polls, just make sure you pick a candidate that represents you, represents your interests and all that good stuff.
Judge. She's trying to be a
Connie with a K. That ain't black. I don't know
No.
what it is.
She's gonna be a judge. No, we can't tell you who to vote for, but we can suggest some.
Suggest. Give me some flyers.
There's
What
some
flyers
black
that?
people
You okay?
running for judge in Tarrant County, and that'd be good county, and that'd be good to vote.
We
for.
need some black judges too, because they keep sending our ass up the moon. I mean, shit. No, it is. Them niggas be against us too.
And there's plenty
I'm
of
sorry.
African American female black judges. Shout out to all the black judges in Dallas County doing their thing. Shout out to all the sisters doing big things.
Okay.
We need to have some of those sisters on our podcast and really talk about some programs that they're all
They
involved
judges?
in.
Okay, I was gonna say.
And it's a lot because I know some things that I want to do in the community
And
with
a few people we need you to look out for. You see these names,
But,
I need you to keep watch.
It's a few things that I have planned coming up, like taking on the task of sending kids with incarcerated parents
Okay.
to see their parents on the weekend. So I know it's a couple of judges
Yeah, that's cool.
that take part in
Yeah.
programs like that, and programs that really help felons
Yeah.
get back on the right track. So you know, it's a lot of sisters and
You got a lot of fellas, you know. I know you black, but that don't mean you got a lot.
Everybody, I'm family with felon here.
What about you?
She said everybody in my
I
family.
don't know. You from the hood?
I'm from New York City.
Well, is that the hood? I don't know. How y'all classify? I know Chicago is the old hood. The city.
I
Right
have
in
to say,
Central.
I
I was just asked. I was just
Yeah.
curious. I never really.
have to say that I'm proud to announce that right now we only have ex-felons in our family. Everybody's
Yeah.
out of jail right now.
Yeah. I mean, with the exception
We
of
found
one of my
out right
cousins.
now. Hey, boo.
Literally, with
We
the
found we
exception
should
of one
talk
of my
about
cousins.
podcast.
One of my cousins.
Everybody else out of jail, they've been out of jail for years in my family. So, well, my immediate family.
Oh yeah, we ain't took no shot.
Ooh, ooh, shit. The vodka have you. That shit have you. I'll take a sip. That's it. What type of vodka?
Oh, just a little bit. You see how your face look when you. That's how the vodka makes you look. The yak don't make you look like that.
Yes, it does.
Nah, the yak
Yes, it
is a little bit
does.
smoother. The
No.
vodka is just it's disrespectful to your throat.
If you breathe, you're in trouble.
Ooh, shit.
I can't breathe 30 seconds after I take a shot.
You gotta be careful. Be careful with me.
Then I lose my breath.
Be
My
careful
breath
with
is
me.
low, right?
Yeah,
Careful.
Chrissy the Diva said, "Can you bring smooth bass mobile latte bar to Chicago?" I sure can.
Chrissy, where you at in Chicago?
When you need me there?
Ask her where she at. in
Where you
Chicago.
at in
I'm
Chicago?
from.
Girl, I'm trying to get to Chicago. You don't understand.
I'll be there in about a week or so.
Oh,
10 days.
oh, that's right.
4 days.
You bring me some grapes back.
Some grapes. They ain't gonna make it.
Now you been here in like 4 days, so it's like 11.
Oh, girl, yeah. That ain't nothing but an old flight up there, honey. What? Say
They
it
been
again.
here in a few days, so it's like 11.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
we don't need to, anyway, we really gonna be there, but anyway, so,
Yeah, I usually tell people when I'm already
when you
back.
come back,
Right.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
gone.
somebody like me gonna say, you gonna bring me something back?
right?
But then you gotta be careful because you tell somebody you want something that better cleaning your house.
What you want me to do? Though? What you need? When we sing something, I can ship you something. How much ship you want grapes? 1 day ship? 1 hour shipping?
You could freeze them.
Grapes? What is it about Chicago grapes that I don't
Because this
know?
lady does gourmet cooking.
Is that her on live? I was gonna say, man.
Oh, now she's in Chicago.
She's in Chicago, her store.
What type of store she got?
A great store. What she
Oh,
does-
on the
I don't know. Chrissy said she has an organization that helps people with disabilities. She's on the south side of Chicago. She has an organization that people with disabilities and their caregivers also.
Hey, Chrissy, I'll see you at some point. I was going to put this over there. I'll see you at some point because I'm very frequent back to my home.
Mm-hmm.
So we will run into you at some point.
Are you from the shack?
I got some people out there too.
You better hurry up and get up right before I get cold.
So we need to go and do a podcast. That's why I was like, let me get that. Let me do that real quick.
You better hurry up and turn some on before
We
you
should
get
go to
chilly.
the great place and do it live.
Oh, we got a better place. Well, nah, we can do
I ain't
that.
mad at that. We can
Well,
go to a
anyway,
whole
Chicago
bunch
got a
of
lot of
places.
Yeah, I said we can turn out.
Chicago got a lot of places. I'm gonna race to hang out there a little while.
I don't even want to know what you did in Chicago.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, let's,
Well,
let's just keep that one.
Look, as they say in Texas, whatever.
The Dark Ages.
Oh, he said the dark ages.
I went to, I haven't been to Chicago since my sister came.
What year was that?
2006.
That was about that's around. Oh yeah.
Oh, see that?
With that
Who's
music
that
change. Oh. Girl, look, I was gonna ask you for your last piece of watermelon, but you ate it too fast.
I ain't eat. I only ate
Y'all see how
one
watermelon it looks like salmon? It looks so pretty. Just like that's
Yeah,
okay. I'll get it later.
I was gonna say, you want me to
Send you my email. Yes, inbox me your email. Email me because I know I have a couple of dates coming up that are already booked, and we're gonna be out of town on some dates. So just email me your date, Chrissy, and we can maybe make that happen, girl. We could be headed up to Chicago.
I'm telling you.
Chicago.
I ain't got no problem with taking another trip.
Good live.
Got no
Yeah.
problem.
I love Chicago.
My
girl.
tick.
Even it's a beautiful
Mama,
city,
Mama.
man.
It
Beautiful
really is.
city.
And I know by the time we do get up early, look, I'm gonna have to go on over. Okay, you can send it to me on Facebook. I'm gonna have to go over to Coslow first and give me a little old first. I
Stay
love the French
warm.
Coslow. Hey, boo.
You gotta stay warm.
Yeah, the mittens and the
Chicago.
earmuffs and everything. Go
You
ahead
didn't come
and
off that lake.
Oh yeah, it turn the corner around one of them
bush
buildings.
your eye.
Yeah, your life will get taken quick.
Isn't Chicago the city the term came out? The hawk.
Yeah, hell yeah.
For the winter.
That's what the hawk is.
Coming
It'll
around
take
in
your
buildings.
life.
What is the hawk?
As soon as you look, you turn. Think about it. You
Down
walking.
and get your ass.
You turn the corner. You feel some shit hit you in the chest, hit you in the neck. Take your breath. I'm telling you.
That's the hawk.
That's the hawk
That's
for you.
the house.
Some shit punch
That's
you
the
out.
hawk.
Now I went to college in Boston, Mass, and it wasn't like the hawk, but what it
Boston's
was,
cold, though.
when
Yeah,
you
that's a
walked
different kind of
outside, it felt like your forehead automatically turned to ice.
Nah, that's some similar to Chicago shit.
Yeah.
Like, where
Soon as you
anything
walk
is
outside,
exposed.
Frozen.
Yeah, like yep.
Automatic,
Yep.
froze. And then the ice builds up on the sidewalk is this high because they don't even try to get rid of the ice. They
Right.
just put dirt on top of it.
You would
just
think
gonna
that at
try to
this
stop
point
it
we
from
would have some
slipping.
solar panel shit. We gonna heat
Not
this
gonna
shit
happen.
up.
And that's crazy because I'm from Louisville, so we right on the Ohio River too.
Girl.
When I went home this winter time, I had to go home for something, and I get to my car and it's iced out. The rental car. They didn't even get the ice off the rental car.
See, I don't know about that. Chicago, winter.
I'm like, player.
You finna let your shit defrost for a
Oh
minute.
yeah, before you even
That's
go
what
out
I
there
had
and
to do.
try to get that ice on.
Yeah,
So,
your shit finna
You gotta hit the defrost. Let that ice kind of melt down a little bit before you start scrubbing, and she gonna
Man,
be a
you feel
scrubbing
me?
fool.
I ain't always had the heated mirrors and the heated seats and shit.
Right.
So, man, they used to be, yo, let that one
You're
warm up.
gonna have the heat
That
on,
joint
the
30
defrost
minutes.
on, at least 15.
Yeah, I'll get that
That's a
joint a
minimum.
minute. Go.
Yeah.
So you gotta have extra gas just to warm up the car.
Yes.
And see, in Chicago, you can't be letting this shit sit with the car running.
Right.
You
but somebody-
subject.
Right.
to
So
some-
get your car smashed.
Somebody gonna jump in it like it's theirs.
See, it's good, man.
Shit.
The can't stop. Can't just little recipes got us with our can't.
Extra fees.
Oh yeah, our little coffee lattes with the vodka.
We done had
These was
ourselves a
hitting.
full day.
Yeah, like these was
You
hitting.
back behind the scenes with our Beauty Shop Talk Live podcast. We We doing one component of it now. We have 2 more components that we're gonna add to it, but you just gotta wait and see.
Wait and see.
And then when we bring the whole edit together, you'll be able to see the whole thing, not just a piece of it that you see me. You know, you might be sitting there like, why she just sitting there? Trust me, we're gonna be adding on some more things. Ain't we crazy?
Yes.
So,
Like,
yes.
we done had ourselves some lattes.
Mm-hmm. It's good. I didn't kill mine. It died.
We got a new set. Look at my fingernail broke right minutes before we went live.
New set.
See, that's why we need somebody that's doing the hair, makeup, nails, all that.
Hey.
Wow, come on.
We had,
To the barber. Go drink that juice I need in your shot glass. It's good.
oh yes, the liquor. It's straight
That's what the
liquor.
alcohol is.
I'm scared.
See, around here we drinks and everything like that, sir.
See, I come up with
So,
the best thing.
in
This, look at the juice in there. Dang.
Yeah.
Should have your neck burned.
Danger.
She said, I'm scared. Let me take you. I'm gonna
He
take
said,
you.
I'm scared.
Funny
Oh,
shit.
that's good. That's watermelon. Something.
look, it's
These
watermelon.
grapes funny and shit.
I miss you
It
too,
tastes
boo.
funny.
Nah. It's good.
Hey.
That ain't so bad.
Nothing.
See, and
Ain't so bad, huh?
You don't like it. I've been sitting so long.
Ooh, go do what you do.
see, in the juice, what you don't understand is, it's got vodka in it. The fruit been just
Got
laid.
natural fruit juice in it. That's
Yeah,
right.
the fruit been just, the fruit
Wait till
was
it turns
just
around.
laid in the vodka and the Caribbean rum.
Vodka. Vodka and rum.
How long
trying to do
you been drinking?
I've been drinking for young blood.
I didn't know that young age.
Well, let me tell you this funny story. Look at you. One time what had happened was, here's a real
Yeah, you know they're
why
bullshit.
I
As soon
don't
as they
drink,
start off.
why I don't drink 151 Bacardi to this day.
You should be drinking that all anyway.
I didn't know.
Cardi B.
My friend, her mama lived had a liquor cabinet, right?
Yeah.
So she bought something. Remember the little, you might remember, you might not. The tall, skinny Tupperware cups. They was kind of skinny, and they was tall, and you couldn't really see through them, but you could see the shadow of your drink in there. You could tell if it was red or if it was something in it, right? So my friend brought one. They had a little lid to snap on.
Yeah.
My friend bought a whole thing to school. We was in the 10th grade in high school. I had never ever drunk no liquor before, right? This about an 85.
Man, we gotta do the math.
Full of
Man, we gotta do the math on this, man.
We go to the vending machine, get a Coke with this 151 rum.
Rum like that.
We mix it. It's delicious. I hadn't had no breakfast, no nothing.
And that's what you
I
broke
had
the rules.
never,
Every drink before.
ever drunk no liquor before. I was drunker than Cooter Brown.
I know you were.
I was so drunk. So we cutting class though, right? So why the hell we cutting class around the corner from my class? I'm super drunk by now, right? Running down the hallway, making all this noise, all the teachers come out.
What?
Our teacher come out. Come and get us after me and my friend, I ain't gonna say her name, but she a pastor now. Probably because of me.
That was the situation.
She had to change her life after that.
I should change my damn life after that. So, I'm talking about drunker than Cooter Brown, right?
Girl.
I sit in the first chair in the class, so he come and get us in the classroom. It's a bunch of us cutting class though, right? So I get in the chair. I'm super drunk. Look, where's my purse at? It's on the back of my chair. I'm looking for it. She said, Mr. Osmond, can I take her to the bathroom? He said, oh, she going to the bathroom. He used to conduct, like on that stool of her, he would conduct the class sitting on the stool. He knew we were drunk. I went to the office, so we used to have this office, this hall model lady. She's a black lady. She come in the office after we get took to the office because he know we drunk by now, right? Especially me.
Girl.
I go down there, so we sitting across. It's a square desk in the assistant principal office, right? Miss Level, which is the hall monitor, sitting over, and she walk, drag her feet, talk real slow, walk real slow. She's sitting over, I'm drunk as hell. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Just look at you. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. So I'm sitting there, and by now, my head is swimming. I done drunk all this 151 and Coke. I ain't had no breakfast. So now it's sitting on the top of my stomach. And I'm gonna keep talking to me. And I'm just sitting there like, if she don't shut the hell
Every
up.
sound. Maybe your stomach.
I'm like, oh.
No.
I threw up all over the desk.
Wow.
That lady walked so slow, but that particular moment, her ass moved so fast to get out the way.
Get out there.
I could do nothing but throw up and lay in.
Oh my God.
You know you drunk when?
I know that office smelled like.
That ain't all. I done passed clean out in the office. Clean out. My sister had to come up there and get me because my mom in there.
And when you woke up, what?
I was at the crib. Look, the assistant principal had to carry me out of the office to his car and put me in the car and drive me home from school.
Did you get suspended? I tell you got suspended.
No, I did not.
What?
He was so nice that he actually said, you know what, I think suspending her would probably do more harm than good.
Because you probably still don't get drunk.
My mama was so mad because she knew the ladies in the office, so I was super embarrassed. She's like, you gonna take your ass up here? She didn't cuss me out then. You gonna take your butt up here and you gonna apologize to Miss Calloway again and all. That's all that's worried about, you embarrassing your mama.
Right.
You gonna apologize.
Right, back then that's what you were.
So that's the reason I don't drink 151 Bacardi to this day, okay? Ain't gonna happen.
I ain't never had nothing exciting like that happen to me.
That's
Drinking
too
liquor.
Ass sounding good.
I've been drunk.
Shout out to Charlie Haskell. I'm gonna have to go back and put it in a no drinking campaign.
Right. Don't drink because
The advocate for no drink.
you don't want it to happen
What?
to you what happened to me.
The advocate of don't drink in school.
See?
Wait till you get out of high school.
Wait till you
But get drunk when you get home.
When your mama and me look. Okay.
Don't drink in 10th grade.
Wait till you at least turn 21. And then in college, when you go to college, it's even worse.
College.
Allegedly.
College. It's a lot of drinking.
Oh, well, I guess we must have capped out on the Instagram Live because it's counting me down and it's going to make me get out.
I guess so.
So listen, anyway, it is Beauty Shop Talk Live, our podcast. I'm your host, KJ Midday, with my co-host, iDon, in the building.
Number 10, the rebrand. I think I enjoyed myself. I think it was good.
It happens by week.
Oh, I forgot about that part. At Infamous Donnie, Infamous Donnie on everything, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, blah, 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 blah. Follow me. Check it out.
That's right. Make sure you follow his hashtag too. Donnie feels some type of way. And also our wonderful co-host Jay Live's in the building.
Hey, I'm just saying that's gonna be my segment. Just check out our next show. I got a story for you. Check me out at J Live on Facebook. That's JAA Live LIVE.
You can dig it. JAA Live on Facebook. And look, if you have something that's on your chest, if you want to spill it, we would definitely, look, if you want to pour it, we'll definitely spill our responses out to This Tea is Hot. Now, I'm telling you what, we're going to be picking some people that we're going to be reading your stories on our podcast live. And if we pick you, we're going to pay you, boo. That's our way of saying thanks for rolling with us. It is season 10. Season 10.
Episode 10.
Look, it is episode 10 right here on September 11th. It is the rebrand of Beauty Shop Talk Live, the podcast. Thanks for rolling with us. Later, boo.
Yeah.